we go.
Okay. So we'll just call the meeting to order. So we move by. Second by. Perfect. Let the meeting be open at.
6:01.
All right. Perfect. All in favor? Here. And the adoption of the agenda, move by.
I'll move that.
Nice.
I'll second that.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. That the agenda for the Emergency Services Committee meeting for April 28, 2025 be approved as circulated. All in favor? Any disclosure of pecuniary interest?
None.
The adoption of the previous minutes, moved by.
I'll move that.
I'll second that.
Perfect. Wouldn't want it any other way. That the meeting of the Emergency Services Committee meeting held March 17, 2025 be adopted as circulated at the minutes, sorry. All in favor? Sure. Any presentations and delegations? 0. So we're at 6 for staff reports, 6A. And our fire chief was going to meet us online today and do a virtual meeting.
Yes.
And we have not heard from Sean as of yet.
He may be on a call.
Right.
I did speak to him today. He did know, he didn't remember, so he's
Mm.
probably on a call.
Is there things we can? Discuss with Sean?
We could probably go over the recent calls,
Yeah.
right? So,
General. report.
yeah. I think that's, they're still busy, 9 calls, that's, I mean, they were all medical.
Yeah, so 9 medical calls. 3, we didn't have anybody responding to.
But we had over 2 for the rest. VSA, so do we need psychosocial care? What psychosocial places like for VSA that? I mean, I would expect like I'm very certain that the fire chief would have something in place, right?
But yeah, there are
Okay.
services that they can reach out to.
Okay.
They, the training them, and I've been with them, they do peer-to-peer, they do
Okay,
group sessions,
okay.
and then they do have someone who can come in.
Okay. So that they can access.
Yes.
Excellent.
And then training, so the EMS and medical call procedures and equipment refresher. PPE bunker gear familiarization. Personal protective equipment, SCBA checks. Personal bunker gear inspection. Clean the hall, flip floors, wash and clean the trucks. Special training, all firefighters are preparing for FF1. The firefighter 1 testing scheduled on May 10th. 2025 in Powassan. So that's good if we get everybody up to that level.
Yeah, firefighter 1, so. Is firefighter one of these?
Yes,
Okay,
so he is saying he's waiting in a room.
okay. The wrong,
This has happened to me before too. Sometimes the township,
yeah,
believe it or not,
sends the
gives
wrong.
us the wrong coordinates. Here's your login, just log in here.
Waiting in a
You're
room.
Waiting for half an hour,
Room.
feeling very, very.
Lonely, isolated,
lonely.
yeah.
And isolated. And sad.
We'll get it figured out. We only have one. You only send one link out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this one has the Teams at the bottom, plus
Oh.
I sent a Zoom link. So it depends if he went,
Teams or Zoom.
yeah, so he was in Teams,
Oh,
so he's switching over to the Zoom.
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah,
No worries.
Also, it's kind of fun because I sent it as a team meeting, just so everyone can
Well, that's your fault.
So, so he got 2 links.
Yes.
You know whose fault it's that?
Yeah.
glad he can attend.
Yeah.
Had a few extra minutes to discuss further than the water budget.
That's-
My third council call today for a total of an hour and a half. Conveniently, I also only worked an hour and a half. So it's about even with my career today.
Well, we're building excitement, I'm sure.
Yes, we are, and anticipation, yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm resending him the email now.
Can we just verify that the Zoom link is the same? The meeting ID?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you want to? Like it should be the same, right? Cause there was only one.
Yeah.
We can set for. Good.
Let him in.
Great.
These meetings go so fast when you show up 9 minutes. It's half over.
Yes. Hello.
Evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. I know there were some technical issues there, so I'm glad that we're all together now. We went through.
I don't know if it's my internet, but it's pretty spotty right now.
Oh, probably is if we're in Bonfield and you're not.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear it. For some reason, it's saying my internet connection's unstable, but it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Let's me
We
check
went
here.
through a list of all the calls and we went through the regular training. And we're basically just at the fire chief updates in the report there, if you wanted to kind of take it over from there, Sean.
Sure. With the updates were, as you saw, we got 24 calls to date, year to date, from January 1 until April 14th. All of our calls for the last month have been medical. We did have one VSA that the person was pronounced on scene by paramedics when they got there. So we did not use any of our equipment. We didn't use the defib or the pads. So the guys were about to start CPR, but Mex got there at the same time and they took over and they coded the patient upon arrival.
I was asking about
Uh,
psychosocial care, for the VSA, yeah, right?
I'm sorry, sorry, say that again.
I was asking about psychosocial care for our firefighters.
Yeah, I did reach out to them afterwards, and because they said they didn't do anything, they were doing fine.
Okay,
So, but I'm always continuing
Wow.
monitoring how they are doing, even like days after, weeks after that type of call. So I am monitoring any signs and symptoms of any post-traumatic stress or any kind of suicide tendencies. I'm looking at their behavior, their not only behavior but their actions on how they are, if their personality, if they're withdrawn, or if they're quick to temper, quick to anger, if they're if I've noticed that their enjoyment level is diminished. And I also reach out to their spouses as well, just to get them to check on them as well on a regular basis. So far everybody's come back. They say they're pretty healthy. So, but I'm always continuing monitoring it, even weeks, months after that call. Mhm.
When we quickly went over your training list here. I don't think we have any questions really regarding that. So we're kind of at, if you're looking at the report where there's the fire chief update, so like recommendation by the fire chief and hiring 4 new firefighters. Kind of from there down in the report is where we are.
That's correct. That's why my recommendation tonight to the committee is to adopt the 4 new hires. They have passed all the medicals, and I have all the information or their applications and medicals in my office. So they do meet satisfactory to my satisfaction, the medical requirements as well as the training requirements. They have been out on a regular basis to our training nights. The only exceptions is the 2 of them are virtually brand new. They've only been at last 2 nights, but they were pretty quick to get their medicals done and applications in so they can meet this deadline. I give them a deadline of April 24th. So they were pretty quick. So, like I said, all 4 of them have shown a lot of initiative and a lot of pride on seeing what we do, and they are very anxious to join our team. So that's why I'm asking for the committee's adoption of the recommendation of the 4 new hires. That will bring our complement up to 15.
Great.
We need their names.
Yeah.
Can we just grab their first and last name, Sean? If you have that?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Just their full names for the motion, if you have it.
Let me check to see if let me go if I can go to
There's
my
Eric and Justin. There's Eric and
emails.
Justin. Yeah.
Uh, Oh, so one is named Trevor Caudle, Caudle. And the other one, if I can get to my other emails, or it might be in my text messages.
And Eric's last name, yeah.
If they're.
Yeah, they are. They are. It's the 2 of them. So what's Eric's name?
Okay.
Oh, it's not it.
So it's Eric and Justin, right, Sean?
Yeah, there's Eric Justin. Yep, you're right. There's Eric and Justin. I know Justin. I did have his last name.
You can email that to us later.
Yeah,
just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can email them because I got Keegan as well. I can email in their names.
That way we'll make sure we have the right spelling too.
And you have a new training officer?
That's the new position I'm looking to fulfill. Is I do have one firefighter that is also a full-time firefighter in North Bay. He does all their training. So he would be a perfect fit for us. He's well respected within the ranks, and a lot of guys are excited that he is looking at taking on the position with the committee's approval. Now there is a cost added to this position, so we're looking at the 2025 budget with council's approval. That the additional cost is 6,000 a year plus 1,500 for a laptop. So total cost would be $7,500 for the year. So I'm looking at paying this candidate $500 per month as an honorarium, and this person would be solely responsible for retention and maintaining all training records for all the firefighters within Bonfield Fire Department, as well as anything before the candidate would do anything. He's got to just run it by myself, and if in the future, if we do get a deputy, then he'd have to run it. He would report to the deputy, but as of right now, he'd report to me. And he is excited to take on a position. He's just waiting for the approval from the committee and the budget being passed before he fully commits. It'd be a 3-year trial period. And I've explained to the candidate that because he does run his own private side business with training, that he is not to be in any conflict of interest, like trying to put any of the stuff that we do through his private company. So that's why I've explained to him the arm's length of this position, that the sole responsibility for him is Bondfield. All the training is to go through Bondfield. That recertification and certification is to be as part of his position. That no way, shape, or form is he to invoice the township of Bondfield for any kind of training or any kind of certification when it comes to the Bondfield Fire Department and its members.
And there's a note here that you collaborated with East Ferris Fire Department on a combined training night.
We did. The East Fairs came up on April 7th, and we collaborate them to make sure that the equipment that we have is compatible with equipment they have, because we do run some mutual aid calls when it comes to any kind of structure fires. So for any tanker shuttling, we just want to make sure that our equipment is marriable, compatible with their equipment, and it is. So they brought their vehicle up. We got to look at their vehicle, their equipment, what they had. The chief and his deputy came up and they looked at our equipment, and we discussed different kind of scenarios where we use the equipment, that when they come up, if they ask us, for any kind of tanker shuttling, if we have this piece of equipment, can we marry it up to their equipment and vice versa? And we can. We're fully compatible.
Great, for over 2 years now, we've asked for combined efforts in training nights and work a little bit more collaboratively with some of the other local departments, knowing that we're gonna be on the same calls and, eventually share equipment and maybe even share staffing and things like that. So that's awesome. That's good to see.
Mhm.
Mr. Chair, do we need to agree then, Nikki, that for the training officer, do we discuss that here so that we put the?
There's a report later on in the,
Okay, so we all decide that. All right.
And your next line has that you had Rochford stop by Station 2 to give a quote on the air install for the air compressor.
That's correct. Yeah, I had the rush. They stopped by on last, let's say, so today's Monday, so it was last Thursday. They stopped by Station 2 to give us a quote of installing the air compressor, as well as doing some piping and bringing down 2 lines of hose for a quick connect for future apparatuses that will have air tanks. Mhm. I'm just waiting for the quote back from them.
Does that need to come here? Is that already in the budget, or I guess
Already
for
in the budget.
2025, right? Okay.
we've owned the air compressor for several years, so that was just getting me.
Okay. Are there any other companies that we're getting quotes from as well?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait to see back what their quote is, and
Okay.
if it's more than the $1,000, then I'll have to go and get a couple more quotes.
And then in your report, we're at the spot here for fire prevention. So you have 4 bullets here, ongoing during any recent calls and incidents. New FPO is building a 2025 calendar of events. FPO.
That's correct. Yeah.
Training is underway, and fire and CO alarm inspection plan programs.
That's right. The smoke and CO is always ongoing for every call that we get, and regardless of the call. I always ask the guys before we leave, just to double check that the resident is in compliance with the bylaw. And with our FPO, he's just in the midst of getting access to his email so he can build the calendar for some fire prevention training activities and some public relations events. Wherever we're at a PR event, we're always discussing fire prevention and fire safety. So when we were at the community center for the trade show, that was very well received from the public. We actually ran out of fire prevention material. We had to go back to the hall to put together some more pamphlets because we actually ran out. And we are quite fortunate too that we had one individual that was interested in joining the Bonfield Fire Department, and he put his application in and was successful in his medical and handed in before the 24th of April. So the feedback I got from the public, it was very well received. It was very well attended to by the firefighters. We had 8 firefighters there for that Saturday between the opening and closing time.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see everybody, supporting the local events, and it's great to see the fire department's involvement as well. What I didn't see on your list here is that you and another staff member attended a conference as well.
Yeah, I know. I totally forgot about that.
If you wanted to speak on that, I'll put you on the spot there.
Yeah.
That's okay. I totally forgot about that.
So what was that conference on, and who attended that?
So it was myself and Fire Prevention Officer Matt Stroud.
Perfect.
So we attended, and over the 4 days, to me, it was very invaluable. Just the networking alone that I met. There was quite a few chiefs I'd already known from previous, but now me being in this role, I was able to, actually ascertain more information from them. And the workshop that I took was called the Chief Officer 101. And that was an eye opener, I will say, for the information that Chief Ed Medicine from Shawnee Shores Fire Department. Ed used to work here in Brampton, so I knew Ed before he went out to Saugatuck Shores. The information that he's provided, and like I said, just talking with other chiefs from other departments, similar sized departments like rural, similar size to us, and then some of the more major departments a little bit down south. Like New to Tecumseh, I know that the division chief there, he was a training officer here in Brampton, and just networking. All I said, I need this. I'm sourcing this out. Wait away. I was getting like 6, 7 chiefs coming at me saying, "Oh, I can give you this. I can help you with this." So it was just that networking alone was so invaluable to me. To me, it was more than worth than the price of admission that that I was very fortunate to attend to.
Great. CEO Kunkel and Councillor Clark and myself also had the opportunity to attend that. We did the municipal route, so it was only a 1-day event for us. So at the same conference, it was really informative. I've been to a few other events similar to that, conferences where I don't think we really brought back the value of what we actually paid out to the conference. But you're there for 3-4 days, paying for a hotel away from work. This they put is all kind of in one room, municipal
Municipal
train.
fast track. they
And
called it,
yeah, we were only there 1 day, no hotels, no nothing. It was great.
Yeah.
We got a lot out of it as well.
Well worth it. They talked about the establishing bylaw, and they talked about training at our level, like what would the administration need to know about training. So it was really informative. It was well done.
It's very handy.
It was very well done. I was very impressed. Even though that was my first one, it was very well done.
So we're at 7. So items for committee discussion.
Well, there's a motion, there should be a motion for the addition of the training officer to the fire department.
So we need the bright age or
I can write it. Maybe if there's questions about the report or any questions from that, then I can write it. But we're just recommending council adopt the position of the training officer for the fire department.
Yeah, I have no questions really. I know Matt fairly well, and I know he's pretty dedicated to it. This is for the fire prevention officer.
Oh, fire,
No,
it's
training.
Fire training.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we've already established that Matt is the fire prevention
Yeah.
officer, and so I think it's Ben that's gonna be the yeah, and I mean,
Gotcha.
I think we're lucky to have him, so I think this is amazing that this is gonna happen. So I think this is a very, like, we're getting a bargain here, so. You have
Yes, yeah.
full support at that, yeah, so that's I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, it's great to see everything kind of come together and starting to get some new people in and
Yeah.
starting to kind of develop our team, which is great.
And it's great that you're advocating, again, I think that we should be paying for this valuable service. This is a talent and a experience and skill, and I think that it's well worth the cost, so.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Or you just wanna write?
Yeah, just right.
So this reads, not fire chief recommend?
No, that's the emergency.
That the
services.
Emergency Services Committee recommends to council to accept the report from the fire chief to implement an
Enhanced.
enhanced training officer position on a 3-year trial basis. All right, move by,
I'll move that.
I'll second that, the motion.
second by Donna. That the Emergency Services Committee recommends to council to accept the report from the fire chief to implement an enhanced training officer position on a 3-year trial basis. All in favor?
Should we put the amount in there? Should we put the amount?
No, it's in the report.
Is it okay?
I can make sure the report gets.
Yes.
And then we have another motion here for the for probationary
Yeah.
firefighters as well. We just need Keegan's last name. Are we able to do the motion without it?
Yeah, and you can email it to us.
Okay. So this says the fire chief recommends to the committee that the following 4 probationary firefighters be hired. Eric Aldridge, Justin Highwin, Trevor Cottle, and Keegan.
But it has to be the emergency services and further that council accept this recommendation.
And it's to the committee?
Yeah.
Okay, so this reads, the Emergency Services Committee recommends.
To the fire chief.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the fire chief recommends to the Emergency Services Committee that the following 4 probationary firefighters be hired. Eric Aldridge, Justin Highwin, Trevor Cottle, and Keegan, and further that the council accepts this recommendation. All in favor? Carried.
I'll pass it.
Moved by Alan.
Yeah.
Second by Donna. That was a rough one.
Yes.
We're good. We're through
Got
it.
through it.
It's on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, no resolutions, we finished those, and then correspondence, we have your flyer here for recruitment.
Yes, yeah.
So where are these going? How do we get to people?
So those will be posted on the town's webpage. I'm gonna do a social media, a Facebook page with that, as well as that is at all PR events that we attend.
Um,
So, this is a great report. I think that what goes with recruitment and retention is also succession planning. So I think if we could maybe add a section with, we've got some excellent leaders in FPO and training, if they could, identify and people who are interested, just to kind of train up the, just to think about the next person who's gonna do this as well, and also develop, the interested skills too. So if we can add succession planning to this, that would be awesome. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
that's gonna take a little bit because
Yeah,
that's gonna take a little bit because right now, my most senior firefighter is Nick at 10 years.
Okay.
So the other firefighters, they're less than 3 years, so they're still focused on getting firefighter 1 and firefighter 2. So that is gonna take, it is gonna take some time, but you're right, that talking with Ben and Matt, hopefully the individuals that they identify are the ones that are going to stick around.
Perfect. No closed session. Nothing else, we've hit all of our marks. So adjournment, move by,
Alan,
second by,
I guess I'll second that.
That the meeting be adjourned at
6:30.
6:30. All in favor? Carried. Perfect.
Thanks, Sean.
Oh, you're welcome. And just to give the community update too, I got 3 firefighters are going for the firefighter 1 testing May 10th. They've been confirmed by the OFM. So, and I got Keegan's last name here because I just got the text.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, he said, haha, good question. I'll find out.
It's hard when you know the paperwork is on your desk,
Yeah.
but you're not
I-
there, yeah.
I know.
You will get it.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Good job.
Bye.